Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Stafford.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw.
Throw out wide to Walker. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
They'll get this out wide to Penny. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Walker fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. On the ground with a tight end. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Will Dissly, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT.
And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is in his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, "Let's go, big boy. You're still our leader."
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
Jabari Zuniga.
He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph.
will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Second and 15.
Back to throw, Stafford. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Cam Akers, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But when the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Well, this defense for the Rams, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And he whips that one incomplete there. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They're going to look to throw. This complete to Langford. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They go play action here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ernest Jones. And the Rams are going to have it here just past the 25.
And the tough thing is when he goes back and reviews the film, he'll see that he already escaped the pocket. He could have gotten more himself by using his legs, and that might have been the better choice there instead of challenging the zone. A miscalculation on his part, and he pays for it with the interception.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Flushed out right. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a good job keeping his focus downfield as he rolled out of the pocket, trying to fit a pass in. But that defender nearby made sure that one didn't result in a 1st down.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep.
Stafford on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Rams are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10 from the gun. Here's Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the counter, this is Akers. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Stafford. He'll dump this off to Akers. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board. Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
2nd and 4. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan, introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They set a load a big way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
They'll set up to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's a first down and then some, a 32-yard pickup. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. The Seahawks at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
This one caught by Ridley. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Rams
Rams will take over here just shy of the 30. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Stafford. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here comes the Rams punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He completes this to Walker. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Walker now on 1st and 10. Room here to run. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Kenneth Walker with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I want to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And some room to roam now. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 94 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Here's Stafford. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Catch is made by Metcalf. Down inside the 10, and out of bounds all the way down at the 3. And that one results in 35 yards.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Blankenship's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Third quarter begins with a run by Walker. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete.
Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Finding Walker complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They'll look to throw again. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down.
54 Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 37. 21 yards there on 3rd down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
No room to be had there on the 1st down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Blankenship's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the 1st half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
58, boys, 58, 58. Watch the curve,
On first down, Stafford here. His throw incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. You got right, 22. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, Mike, 58, right there.
Here's Stafford. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder...
And he's going to go down, sacked right around the 17. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant from 17 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score... Akers hit, he coughs it up, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. He starts with a give to Akers. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 110 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And he is going to lose yardage here. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the 1st half. And that trend is continuing here.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Stafford. And now here is another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the 1st half have now followed them into the 2nd half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Boye Mafe, his second sack of the night.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. They'll run for it with Akers. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Going right back to Akers. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 125 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Right back to Atwell. That's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Akers trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on first down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. This Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. They'll look to run with Akers. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Cam Akers, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Rams get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Now Stafford will come up, try to get his guys a two-point conversion. They'll try and run with Drake. And he will get into the end zone as the deficit moves from really bad to slightly less than really bad. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway
as they try to finish things off in this fourth quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6.
Being chased out left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They can continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
They'll look to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. On first down, they'll start out with Akers.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And look at this starting field position. That'll be touchdown inside the 30-yard line. Looks like he'll throw here. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Check 45 to Check 45.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, this has been another impressive display by this undefeated team, Charles, and it looks like they're going to stay that way after this one.
Yeah, one of the league's best offenses. They stayed on brand in this contest because they continue to look good at what they do. Just added a late touchdown. Now they're really hammering home just how good they've been all year long, letting the rest of the league take notice.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Short kick. One of the up men will take it down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Seahawks, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for L.A., they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.